A megachurch is a massively intimidating build. It takes lots of time to gather resources, prepare the area, even to detail the build. So why build a megachurch? Well, we'll find out later. For now, what I do know is that we're gonna need a pair of wings. So let's head off to find the Stronghold. Now we can consider that a mission success. We can quickly head back to the Stronghold when we want to, although we're probably going to want some better armor for the end fight. However, it's only day 397, and we're going to wait until day 495 until we fight the End Dragon, though we still have plenty of work to do here at the Kingdom. As a matter of fact, I've been busy between cuts. I'm sure that surprises none of you, so we can head on over to the blacksmith's cabin, and I'll show you what we've been up to over here. And man, I love the way that this entire path came out. The end goal here at the Kingdom is to have tons of different paths, leading to lots of different towns and cities and all that sort of stuff, which does remind me, we do need a name for the Kingdom. And I'm gonna leave that one to you. If you have any ideas about what we should name our beautiful kingdom over here in the distance, please do let me know in the comments. But our path makes its way all the way from our kingdom, leading in this direction towards a new project that we're gonna be starting in the next 500 days, as long as I can live to see day 500, that is. And of course, we had to put some extra detail on the bridges here. If we pop on down, you can see that we have a couple arches, and putting on those extra details really does make a place worth coming back to. We can continue along the path where we have a little bit of a cave inlet, where I've put a campfire to light down the way, but we have a ton of space over here, so hopefully we can use this space later for some diamond hunting. We have a little bit of a stairway right here that I've accented with spruce trapdoors, and it gives us a little bit of an ease of access along the cliffway. And you'll notice that we have lampposts here, but we don't have any lanterns yet. And that is because I still have to fix the iron farm. But once again, that is a problem for future slip, and our path leads all the way down into the forest, and quite a ways past, honestly. But I'm not going to show you it all because that's going to be a future project. You see, I have big plans for the kingdom, and we're not always going to stay in this kingdom over here forever. So there's going to be a ton more going on in this area behind me, but I don't want to talk about it now. What I do want to do is show you the awesome cinematic that we have for this build. Make it good, editor slip. And I gotta say, the longer that I survive in this hardcore world, the better that I get at building. This build is my own design and involves no planning whatsoever. And even better, it took me a third less of the time than it took me to build the path. As always, I've gotten around to doing interiors. We can head inside this 2-floor cottage, which is cozy and quaint feeling, and which has storage on the walls on both sides, which I'm sure we'll be using later on. We can head upstairs and you'll notice that we have more of an attic, which houses plenty of extra space for storage. And if we head outside, of course you'll notice that we have a ton of crops decorating the entire exterior, which is clearly something that I like to do in order to give an area a little bit more flair. And so with the cottage complete, we can consider ourselves set up for the second season, or I guess the second chapter of the third season. And it may seem crazy, but that's not all that I've been up to in between cuts. Your boy Slip has been a busy man here at the Kingdom, so let's take a look at the next build of the Kingdom. Now I think that every good kingdom needs lots of towers, so don't flame me for putting another one in. And I absolutely love this tower design. It's by It's Marlowe. We've already built one in the kingdom over there, and based on how good this looks, you can't blame me for putting in another one. We can head inside here, head up the ladder, and we're met with a brilliant look at the kingdom. I'll take off the toolbar and let's just take a look at everything that we've done thus far. And as the sun sets, you'll notice in the distance over by the caravel, we still have one more build to talk about. And I think that it might be my favorite out of the 3 builds that we've made thus far. So make the cinematic good, editor slip. Now I think that every great ship should be nestled in with a cozy seaside cottage. Well, I mean, not always, but I think that this was exactly what this area needed. This cottage overlooks the river along with our caravel, which we're gonna give a name. However, I'm recording episode 5 before episode 4 has released, and although I asked for a name for the caravel in the comments, we understandably still haven't received any. So although I don't know the name of the caravel yet, I'm gonna flash it up on screen right now. And gosh, I know that it's gonna be a really good name, and so you'll notice that we have a little dock that heads right over to the caravel. And I really love the detail in this cottage. We have tons of pots with plants, and it fits in perfectly right next to our watermelon patch right here. And for those of you that are wondering why there's glass over here, I'm afraid that you're gonna have to find out for yourself. I plan on releasing a world download of this world every 500 days, and so if you want to take an in-person look of everything that I've accomplished thus far, along with all the small details that I've left out of the videos, you'll be able to find it by joining my Discord, which will be linked in the description below. And when that world download is ready, I'll be sure to let you know in the Discord. But we do have an interior in this cottage. We have some more pots and plants, and I think that the banners on the walls right here really give a nice warm atmosphere. This is a cozy cottage, so of course everything has to be cozy in here. And we once again have a second storage floor where I seem to have missed some windows, but we have a whole ton of barrels which will give us extra space at a time when we dearly need it. Now I dearly love this cottage, but it does raise a little bit of a problem. And that problem is the area behind me. We have done a little bit of work with path building. As always, we have tons of farms that give a nice little scenic overlook. But in general, this whole area needs to go because since episode 2, I've had bigger plans for this place. You see, we are nearly 400 days into this world, and since episode 1, we've had all of our animals in these pens right here. And I can't, in my right mind, give you a day 500 download without getting rid of these animals right here. But don't you worry. You all may live, at least for the moment. We're gonna take the animals from that pen and make them a barn over in this area right here. But of course, that's gonna take a ton of work. The spruce trees have made tons of podzol all over the ground here, and we're gonna have to get rid of all the acacia trees in the area. And so, since time is always of the essence here, I say let's get crack-lacking on doing that. And let's make it pretty cinematic style. Well, I must say, it feels really good to have all of this podzol cleared away. As you can see right here, we have a little bit of a layout for our barn that we're gonna have, and I do think that I'm gonna switch out this block palette. I'm not exactly sure what blocks we're gonna use yet, but I think that that's part of the fun when you're building with whatever you have. And so let's get crack-a-lackin' on building this barn, and as we hop into the cinematic, please do consider leaving a like on the video. I put a ton of time and effort into making these videos for you all, and it really does mean a lot. So let's start building. And that is a mighty fine barn, if you don't mind me saying. I think that the crimson wood stairs in the acacia slabs behind me worked out perfectly. All of the texture with the trapdoors and the stairs with more trapdoors right here gives an extra little vibe. It's nice and cozy as we enter the gate, and we have a wonderful view of the windmill. But for now, we're not completely done with this build yet. I think that I'm going to put even more crop fields right over here, and then this area right here has a wonderful spot where we can put a path over to the bridge. And then when we're done with that, we'll put the animals into their proper places. I really just think that some decoration makes everything better. The crops all over give a really nice accent, and as you'll notice behind me, we do have all of our animals in the pen. If we head on inside, we'll be greeted by Eclipse on the right, and then over in this direction we have our sheep, and on the far end over here we have our cows. It feels good to have finally given them a home. I also think that the jungle trapdoors to separate the crops on the top level is a really nice accent, along with these lampposts which we have spread out throughout the entire area, along with on the way to the bridge. But we have unfortunately run into a problem. If I open my inventory, you'll notice that we've kind of run out of diamond tools, and if we look at our armor, it's just about to break. So the game plan here is to set a 1-hour timer and to try to get some diamonds, because we won't be able to build a massive cathedral over in this area without good tools. And since this is hardcore, we definitely want to have some good armor as well. So I'll check in with you all in an hour, and we'll see how many diamonds we've gotten. Well, that took absolutely forever, but as you can see, we have 20 diamonds in hand, and we have 4 coast armor trims as well. So I say let's head on over to the crafting table, and we'll make ourselves another diamond chestplate, another pair of leggings, and a brand new axe. We can switch out these guys. We'll hold on to these last 2 diamonds for another time. But ladies and gentlemen, it is already day 437, which means that we are running out of time before day 500 in order to complete this build. So it's time to get to work on preparing this area for the build, and I'm still gonna have to tinker around in creative mode in order to figure out exactly what this build is gonna look like. So let's fell some trees, I'll do some experimentation behind the scenes, and when everything is good to go for the build, we'll check in then and start working on the biggest build yet of the kingdom. So I'm bringing you back in early. We have collected most of the materials that we're gonna need for the build, and I have gotten along to building it in creative mode as well. But now that I've built it, I'm realizing that this is the biggest build that I've ever made, by a good margin as well. So before we get to building this massive cathedral over here, it's about time that we get some elytra. And it is currently day 451, but we're gonna need this elytra as soon as possible. And so now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the big fight. I'm gonna be live streaming this. If you want to catch my live streams, you can usually find them on Friday evenings. And I always post announcements in my Discord, which you can find below if you want to catch them. So while we stream this awesome end fight, I'm gonna give you it all in cinematic style. Make it good, editor slip. And we have officially reached the end game. And so on day 484, I am feeling like quite a happy man. We are finally able to fly around our world for the first time. And I gotta say, it's a pretty good feeling. But we're not gonna be using our elytra too much, as we wanna conserve it for the build that we're gonna be making. But I did wanna show you our spoils from the end city. If we head on over to our enchanting cave, which we're definitely gonna have to fix up at a later point, you'll see that in this chest right here, we have tons of spoils from the end. We have Unbreaking 3 on a diamond chestplate, Fire Protection 5, and Unbreaking 3 on a pair of diamond leggings, Protection 3 on my old pair of diamond leggings, couple of potions of healing, a ton more potions of slow falling from our excursions, some dragon's breath, and a whole ton of books that we enchanted from the levels that we got from the end fight. But in reality, the real spoils we have in our hands. If we head into the inventory, you'll see that our diamond shovel has Unbreaking 3 and Efficiency 5, our diamond pickaxe has Mending and Unbreaking 3, our diamond axe has Efficiency 3 and Unbreaking 3, I enchanted our diamond in tow to have efficiency 3, and of course, we have our elytra. So now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get building. If I pull up the schematic that I have for the build in Lightmatica, you can see that it really is quite a big build. So wish me luck on making this gigantic cathedral. And if you're enjoying the video thus far, please do consider subscribing to the channel if you're new, and leave a like if you like the video. Let's hop into this awesome replay mod cinematic. Make it good, editor slip. After long last, I can say that we are officially ready to go for the build. As you can see, we have everything in our chest. We have tons of glass over here. This chest has tons of andesite. This chest right here has all of our miscellaneous materials that we're not going to use for the build. We have a ton of stone in this chest, a bunch of cobblestone in this chest, even more stone and stone stairs in this chest, some granite and cobblestone along with mangrove stairs and mangrove logs in this chest. We have mossy stone bricks and stone bricks in this chest, and a whole ton of stripped logs in this chest right here. And of course it starts to rain when we're about to build, but I gotta say, it has taken me absolutely forever to get the materials for the build. To give you all some perspective, that replay mod of me stripping all the logs took me an hour and a half, but the area looks good to go. So I think that I'm gonna wait for night to fall, we'll sleep, and then we'll start building this beautiful cathedral. And man, I can't wait to see how it turns out. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching this episode of the Hardcore Kingdom. Now that we've passed day 500, we are the farthest that I've ever been in a hardcore world, and so let's celebrate that fact with a huge building right here and a super awesome replay mod cinematic. Hours of building later, and we have quite an incredible build, but I'm not going to talk about it yet because we still have more work to do. We're going to have to decorate this entire area and fit it in with the rest of the kingdom, which means making a path along this way here, and I still haven't decided on whether or not I want to decorate these walls more. Also, if we head inside, you'll notice that we have a little bit of a storage area, but this is just for me to get the concept of what I want for storage, but we are nowhere near done building. So I say let's get back to work and put on the final touches for our build, and then we'll discuss everything that we've made and put an official name to this cathedral. Let me introduce you to the best build that I've ever made in this game. This cathedral just looks absolutely stunning, and although it took me about 10 hours to build in this world, including all the farms around it, I am so happy with how it came out. However, before I give you a tour of the cathedral, I am looking for a name for this building. If you have any ideas, please do let me know in the comments below. And I did also want to tell you, we did get armored up and we got mending on a lot of our materials while doing this. I'll show the evidence of me gathering mending from a villager right here. But if we open our inventory, you'll notice notice that our elytra El Viento has mending on it. Our diamond helmet has respiration 2, unbreaking 3, protection 2, and mending. Our chest plate El Protector still only has protection 3, but we'll get mending on it soon. Our diamond leggings have protection 4, unbreaking 3, and mending. And then Los Zapatos have projectile protection 3 and feather falling 3. Our sword El Terremoto has unbreaking 3, sweeping edge 3, and looting 1. And then our diamond pickaxe El Minero has mending, unbreaking 3, fortune 2, and efficiency 5. Our hoe La Semilla has efficiency 5 and mending. And finally, our axe El Destructor de Madera has efficiency 4, unbreaking 3, and mending. And so you can say that we are definitely suited up for the next chapter of the Survival Kingdom. Although it took us way past day 500 to get there, we are now on day 628, meaning that this episode took about 300 in-game days in order to complete. If you can see all the work that I put in this video, please do consider leaving a like. But without further ado, let's give a little bit of a tour of our cathedral. As we head along this path, you'll notice that we have tons of plant life all over the area. And that is because I absolutely love making farms in Minecraft. I think they look so pretty, and I can't think of any better way to encapsulate a build than with having tons of farmland around it. We have lots of 2 tall flowers going along the entire right side over here, and we have detailed the entire area right here too. The lampposts give that extra texture, and then we have tons going on in every single little nook and cranny of our cathedral. If we head over in this direction, past the end of the farms, we have our huge chunk that we're digging out, and then even more plant life over in this area here. We have even more detailing in this area right here. We have the backside, and I really do love all of the colored stained glass that we have. I got extra fancy with having some chains and some iron trapdoors right here. And gosh, the slope that we have with the 2 tall flowers right here, right next to our blacksmith, gives a nice opening to the rest of the kingdom. We of course have even more detailing in this area right here. And then you'll notice that I haven't done anything with this area right here, and it's because I'm thinking about making a small build, although I still haven't made up my mind. If you have any ideas about what should go here, let me know in the comments. We can head back down the stairs right here. We have even more farms that are separated by our stone brick walls. And so we'll head back over to the front. We have a nice little garden area right here. And then I say let's head inside and check out our interior. And you'll notice that we have a completely different vibe as soon as we enter this area. I spent a ton of time kind of making like an enchanting pool right here. We have a bunch of different types of stained glass, which really provides a feeling of depth in this congested area. I decided to take our warped and crimson wood and use that for the color palette. And you'll notice it on this side too. I really like the design that we came up with. And then we have tons of buttons on the walls too. You'll notice that not every single chest is filled right here, but we have been doing some organizing. If we head into any chest here, you'll notice that we have all of our materials kind of set up and organized, which is the reason that we ended up making this mega cathedral in the first place. And we have even more accents with bookshelves giving some extra color on the sides too. This area right over here is going to be where we put all of our food items. We have nether things over in this direction here. We have glass and other building blocks in this area. We have essential items such as paper, leather, we have books and bone meal and spider eyes over here. And then in this area right here, we have all of our kind of stonish building blocks. We've got mossy and cobble, we have stone bricks along with other building blocks such as granite. In this area over to the right, this is where we're holding all of our wood. You'll notice that we have dark oak, mangrove, we got our oak, we got ladders and other miscellaneous things in here. We've got jungle, we've got spruce, we even have our crimson and our warped wood. And as you can see in this area right here, we have all of our most essential items. We have enchanted books and we have obsidian, we have our potions, and overall just a whole ton of good stuff. And so if you can see through the trapdoors in the ceiling right here, we do have plenty more space to fill out. Although I have no intention of doing so right now because as you can see, we still have plenty more space for storage. But I will show you if we head up the ladder right here, we have a whole nother area, and I'm thinking that maybe at some point we put another lava farm here. I have one furnace right over in this area, and if we make this into a huge smelting area, that would totally help us with being efficient when it comes to getting ready for builds. We do have another door that heads into this area right here, but we have really nothing going on, so we'll close the door and then we'll head back up to this top area here, so we can finally take down our scaffolding right here, and we have our center room, which in my opinion gives a really cool look at the rest of the kingdom. You can see that we have all of our stained glass right here giving all those patterns, and eventually we'll have another room here, another room there, another room here, and another room on the side that we can all decorate. But once again, this entire build is my own design, and it is definitely the best build that I've ever made in this game. And so we are already halfway to day 1000 in this world, and this season, season 3 of the Hardcore Kingdom, is really where I'm starting to become a good builder. We have tons of adventures and ideas planned for the next 400 days or so, and if you like my cinematics and you're wondering how to do them yourself, I'm gonna leave a link to the video that I've made on how to do replay mod in the description below. It's my most watched video on my YouTube channel, and many people have found it super informative, so I hope that you enjoy it too.